Hey, Satoshi, don't take my homework without telling me.
Huh? You're the one that hasn't turned it in, Midori. But also, you already filled everything out and it's on top of your desk, so what's the problem?
I wanted to double check it one last time.
Who cares about that? If you don't turn yours in, then it makes me have to stay in school later.
Yeah, well, who cares about that? First of all, you're not in any school club, so what do you have to do after school anyway?
Don't make fun of me just because I'm not in the club.
Whatever.
Whatever. Satoshi and Midori are fighting again. Do those two not get along? I thought they were childhood friends.
When we were little kids, they were best friends. Midori was always over Satoshi.
These days, I can't even imagine Midori even smiling at Satoshi.
Whatever, I've had enough. I need to get to practice anyway. The competition is coming up.
You don't need to announce that, just hurry up and go.
Yeah, I'm going.
My childhood friend Midori Tezuka and I were what one would call cats and dogs. I don't know when it started, but every time we would see each other, we would always get into a fight. I assumed that days like this were only gonna continue. Midori didn't come to school. A cold, apparently. Hey, Satoshi! Can you make sure that Midori gets his homework? Why me? What do you mean, why? You're childhood friends, aren't you? You guys get along well. Mister, have you gotten your eyes checked recently? Excuse me? Midori and I are always fighting. Oh, I thought you guys were just play fighting. No, they're real. She really hates me, so… Is that so? Well, just take the paperwork to her. Were you listening to what I just said? Do you need to get your ears checked too? All right, just do it. I know you two live near each other anyway. There's no other student I can ask. Then why don't you go as a teacher? Don't you know that teachers are very busy? If you say that you're going to do my work in my place, then I would be happy to go. After that, I had to stand there and listen to my teacher complain about his work. And it was very clear that as a teacher, he didn't have time to go and check on a student who just had a cold. Hello? Just in case, I rang the doorbell, but without waiting for anyone to answer, I opened the front door to the Tezuka house. It had been a while, but I've been coming over to this house for years.
Oh my, Satoshi. It's been a long time since I've seen you.
Hello, Miss Tezuka?
Did you come to check on Midori?
Not exactly to check on her, but to bring her to the homework. Why do you look so happy?
Before she started swimming, she was always so weak, and every time she would get sick, you would always bring her homework like this. I was just thinking how nostalgic it was.
I do remember those days.
While you're here, please go and say hi to her.
I did as I was told by her mom, and I got all the way to the front of Midori's room. I hadn't been here since probably when I was still in elementary school. Midori, I'm coming in! There was no response. Are you sleeping? I walked over to the bed where Midori was sleeping. Still no response. If she didn't open her mouth, she does have a cute face. I haven't been in her room for years, and as expected, a lot of things had changed. Before it felt like a standard little girl's room, but now it really felt like a high schooler's room. On top of the dresser, there were rows of medals and trophies that she won at swimming competitions. Midori was one of the top athletes on the swim team at school.
Who is it? Mom?
Did you wake up?
Satoshi?
That's right, the teacher told me to bring you the homework. I'll leave it on top of your desk.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Feverish.
I see.
Yeah.
Well then, my task is done, so I'll go home.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Please don't go.
When I looked up, Midori's face was red, and her eyes were tearing up. Fine, I'll stay right here until you fall back asleep.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Thank you.
So you can relax and go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Normally, she's always fighting with me and she's not cute, but when Midori is feeling weak, she goes back to the little girl that she used to be, the one who used to follow me around everywhere. If this is what you were normally like, you and I probably would have made up a long time ago. When Midori was sleeping, she was quiet and sincere. I have to admit, she was pretty cute. At this point, I don't even remember why we were like this now. But what I do remember is when Midori's attitude towards me started to change.
You're such a liar, Sato.
What do you mean, a liar?
Because you're a liar.
I never lied about anything.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I didn't.
Whatever, I don't care anymore. This is best anyway.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, this is what I want.
I'm sure it must have been something really small, like one of us went home without the other one day or something. Back then, Midori was always following right behind me to and from school and everywhere we went. I can't remember exactly what happened, but even though the details are vague, it doesn't change the sentiment. What I do remember, and all I remember, is that we got into a fight, because to this day, that rift hasn't been filled. That morning when I woke up, my throat hurt. My head felt dizzy. I couldn't stop coughing. My body feels heavy. I definitely have a fever. It was the day after that I'd gone to see Midori. She gave me her cold, damn it. She better not have kept me in her room because this was her goal. As if. I know that she's not that evil of a person. I need to cut it out. When I'm not feeling well, I become really negative. Mom, I think I have a cold, so I'm not going to school.
Satoshi didn't come to school. A cold, apparently.
Hey Midori, can you make sure that Satoshi gets his homework?
Why me?
What do you mean why? You're childhood friends, aren't you? You guys get along well.
Mister, have you gotten your eyes checked recently?
Yeah, excuse me.
Satoshi and I are always fighting.
Oh, I thought you guys were just play fighting.
No, they're real. Satoshi, he hates me anyway.
Interesting, you're saying the exact same thing he did. Anyway, just take it to him.
Were you listening to what I just said? Do you need to get your ears checked too?
Alright, just do it. Where you two live is pretty far away. There's no other student I can ask.
Then why don't you go? As the teacher, I have after-school practice today.
Don't you know that teachers are very busy? And first and foremost, you should be resting from practice after being sick.
Well, that's...
And plus, all that being said, Satoshi went to check on you when you were sick.
When you put it like that, of course, I felt like I had to go. I'm coming in!
Oh, it's you, Midori.
Oh, you seem fine.
I've been sleeping all day today. I can't sleep anymore. My fever's mostly gone down too.
So you're not surprised?
About what?
That I came here to check on you.
The teacher just convinced you to come here anyway, right? That guy is really good with his words.
Well, yeah. I haven't been in this room in a long time. Hasn't changed much.
Really?
Yeah. The marks on the desk, the stickers that were peeled off, they're all still there.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Hey, listen. Maybe the reason why you got sick was because
It's not.
What?
It was hot yesterday, so I was sleeping in thin clothing. And I had the window open, that's all.
I see. Well then, fine. That's true, it was hot last night.
Yeah, I guess.
But to do something like that in this season? You're so stupid.
Shut up, you're one to talk.
If you were to do that, of course you'd get sick. Hey, listen.
What do you want?
Do you want me to stay with you? Just for a little bit. You know, when you have a fever, you can get weak, and it kind of sucks to be alone, and I, get how that feels.
No, if your job here is done, then hurry up and go home.
Hey, why do you have to say it like that?
I should be asking you why you're mad right now. You don't want to see my face either anyway, right?
Yeah, because I hate it more than anything in this world.
I thought so. So I was trying to be considerate of you. So go on, go home, leave now.
You don't have to tell me twice.
And then Midori quickly disappeared from my room. Her footsteps were as loud as a monster, and it was obvious that she was angry. If she catches my cold and gets sick again, what is she gonna do? Her competition is coming up, isn't it? That being said, I was at my limit. Even though as a guy I had my pride, losing any more weight than this was tough. Ugh, this sucks. I'm gonna sleep. Because of the fever, I fell right back to sleep.
Another bowl? You're just getting over a cold, so why don't you take it easy? It's the opposite. I need to put on some muscle, so I need to eat. That's what you're saying, but something happened, didn't it? You're angry eating. Nothing happened. That reminds me, I ran into Satoshi's mom at the supermarket today, but she told me that Satoshi caught a cold and he's been in bed all day. Seems like it. What do you mean, seems like it? You basically gave that to him. You need to go check on him. Already did. Oh, is that so? But that wasn't my fault anyway. You know how it was hot last night, so he said he was sleeping with the window open in thin clothing. He did it to himself. What are you saying? Huh? It was pretty chilly last night. Now what are you saying, Mom? It was hot. I was sweating all night yesterday. That's because you had a cold, Midori. Your fever probably broke overnight. No way, because Satoshi said that himself. Interesting. That boy hasn't changed, has he? As always, he's the kindest liar out there. What do you mean? Come on, remember, on the day of your first swimming competition? Of course I remember, the one that Satoshi said he would come to cheer for me, but then he broke his promise and he didn't come. That day I wanted to win and give him my gold medal. And then I was also going to tell him how I feel. Satoshi betrayed me that day. What? You must be joking. You still haven't realized to this day? Realized what? That time as well, you caught a cold the day before and you were stuck in bed. And then when Satoshi came to check on you, you kept crying and you had him stay next to you the whole day. Wait a minute. Did Satoshi have a cold? Did I give him my cold? I didn't know he still kept this a secret from you. I thought that you two had made up a long time ago. But why didn't you tell me? You knew that, didn't you? He told me not to tell you. But why? Why not? Of course, because he knew that you would be upset by that. Because you used to have such a big crush on Satoshi, didn't you? No way. He was only in elementary school, but it was so noble. He said, I am a man and I have my pride. I can't make the girl that I love feel sad. So he asked me not to tell you what happened. Ever since then, I've been a fan of Satoshi. I felt my heart sink into my stomach, and I couldn't eat any more after that.
Thank goodness. After saying that to Midori, I couldn't miss school anymore. So I forced myself to fix my cold in one day. Well done, me. Good job. Nobody was gonna compliment me for that, so I complimented myself. Even though that's really sad.
Morning.
Oh, morning. Wait, what?
What?
Did you just say good morning? You? To me?
I was just saying good morning. Stop being weird, Sato.
Sato? I was 100 times more shocked about that than the good morning. What's going on? Do you have a fever again?
No, I don't. My temperature has gone down to normal.
Well, then what's wrong with you?
Nothing. I'm being normal. By the way, Sato?
What do you want?
What are you doing next week over the holiday?
Nothing. Don't have any particular plans.
Well then, I have a favor to ask you.
Sure. Why don't you tell me first?
I have a swimming competition that day. I was wondering if you would come to cheer me on?
Are you sure it's okay if I go? Over the last few years, Midori had given me a strict ban on coming to any of her competitions, though.
Yeah, I want you to come cheer for me. I want you to watch, Sato.
Sure.
It's a promise. And also, I'm not going to catch a cold anymore, so you better not catch a cold this time too, Sato.
This time?
Last time you couldn't come because you caught a cold, right?
When she said that, all kinds of memories came back to me. When we were younger, Midori gave me her cold. Because of that, I couldn't go to the swimming competition that I promised her I would go to. Then I tried to act cool and didn't tell her. But then Midori called me a liar. And after that, there grew a rift between us that I couldn't fill. Sure, I'll be there. This time, I'll definitely be there to cheer you on.
Okay, I can't wait.
I heard the sound of the whistle blow, and Midori dove into the pool. It was a few years late, but I was able to keep my promise to Midori. Go, 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 Midori! I yelled at the top of my lungs and cheering her on. I'd only heard about her that Midori was now one of the top swimmers in the high school league. The trophies and medals that decorated her room were proof of that. But I was seeing it for the first time. I could see Midori swimming faster than anybody as she glided through the water. And that was so very beautiful.
Sato, were you watching?
Yeah, I saw it properly this time. You were super crazy fast.
Yeah, my personal best.
Congratulations on winning.
It's because you were there to cheer me on, Sato.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is true.
Also, are you sure you should be with me right now?
Why?
Aren't you going to celebrate with the rest of the team?
Oh, yeah, but I told them I would pass today. Because I had something more important to do today.
What is that? What's so important?
It's you, Sato.
Huh?
You came all this way to cheer for me, so there's no way I would let you walk home by yourself.
Are you sure you don't have a fever again today?
I don't.
Well, then what's the matter with you? You've been acting really weird since the other day. It was almost like we had gone back to the way things used to be.
There's nothing wrong with me. It's just that I'm not lying to myself anymore. And I have no reason to be mad at you anymore either. All this time, all these years, I thought that you had betrayed me, Sato. But I guess I was wrong. You were actually always thoughtful to me.
Midori.
And that's why I can finally do what I wanted to do that day. Will you please take this?
But this is your medal from today.
Yeah.
There's no way I can take this. You worked so hard for this, and you trained so hard to get this today.
That's right. I worked really hard and I wanted to get first place because I wanted the gold medal. That was proof of being number one.
Well, in that case, even more so.
But that's because I wanted to put it on you. And I wanted to tell you that you're my number one. That you're the best, Sato. So, will you please take this? And will you please become my number one?
Are you sure you're okay with me?
I want you, and I don't want it to be anyone else but you.
And then, Midori placed a gold medal around my neck.
It's just as I thought back then. The gold medal looks great on you, Sato.